Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have some really good news in store for you, and that is Manchester United have finally won a game. It is a win that is long overdue, nearly 56 days since Man United last won a game. Can you believe it? 56 days. That is shocking. Just kidding, folks. Of course, we have not won for 56 days because we haven't played a game since 25th May, and that was FA Cup final victory against Man City. Yes, we played last week against Rosenborg in our first preseason friendly, but that was unfortunately a defeat. But today, the Ten Hag Reds have redeemed themselves. We have come up with a 2-0 victory against Rangers. So before we begin the analysis, let me get this straight. This is preseason. Preseason, the results do not matter. And such early in the preseason, you can also argue that even the performances do not matter. Because preseason is basically about this early preseason is basically about getting players back to their peak fitness level, and then later on we can experiment with tactics and formations. But right now, fitness was the basic concern. So let's get to the analysis, and we are not going to go deep down into the tactics. We are not going to go into the nitty gritty of all that stuff. We're just going to do a superficial analysis of the game and talk about the players that impressed, talk about the positives and the negatives. So let's get on to it. United started with the 4-2-3-1 formation with 18-year-old Leny Yoro making his first appearance for the side after his big money move. So it was really delight to finally see him in the United kit after all that transfer saga. Toby Collier started next to Casemiro, rewarded for his performance last week after coming off the bench. And Ethan Wheatley, the 250th academy graduate of Manchester United, was trusted to lead the line. So we started on the front foot. We were really bright in the first half, and what really delighted me was that we did not play one-dimensional football. We were not afraid to mix things up. Initially, Amad Diallo and Jadon Sancho were drifting into the central areas, and the fullbacks were making overlapping runs. We saw it multiple times with Aaron Van Bissaka on the overlap. And later on, as the game progressed, Amad Diallo and Sancho both took up the wide positions, hugged the touchline, and caused really problems. In some patches, we played really fluid football. Sancho making the run behind the attacker, and Wan-Bissaka overlapping, Amad Diallo cutting inside. So it was really pleasant to watch. Let's go on to the individual performances. Man of the match, Amad Diallo. He was exceptional. He was by far the best forward of United. He was looking really bright. He carried the ball well. Was not afraid to come deep, come into the central areas and ask for the ball at his feet. And in the later stages, when he went played more widely, that's when he caused really real trouble to the Rangers defense. He played exceptional football. He played two-footedly. He wasn't one-dimensional. He would cut inside. He would go on the outside of the Rangers left back, and he was causing him a lot of problems. And a couple of times he beat the defender by going outside of him on his right foot, going to the byline, getting in the cutback, and created some really good opportunities, especially early on for Wheatley, which unfortunately he couldn't score. But Amad Diallo eventually got the goal he really deserved, and that was due to his unpredictability after going on the outside of the defender for the last two attacks. This time he decided to cut in. Mason Mount made a really splendid run, which took out the defender, allowing Amad Diallo to just cut inside and finish it in the far corner. So it was a really good goal, really deserved goal, and I'm honestly really excited to see Amad Diallo perform when he has all the senior players and all the first team XI along with him, and I think he would play a really important role in this season. Unfortunately, he wasn't played much last season, but he was integrated at the back end of the last season. So I think this season he will play a crucial role. And if his performances continue to go like this, and if he continues to perform like this in the rest of the preseason, I think United won't even look to sign a new winger, which some fans have been calling out for. So the next brilliant performance that caught my eye was Toby Collier, the 20-year-old Man United Academy graduate, was playing beside Casemiro, and this was the first time I actually watched him, and he impressed me really much. He's a strong lad, well built, long height, and he used his body well. He loves a great tackle, goes hard in for the ball, And in possession he plays very simple passes, doesn't try to overcomplicate thing. You won't catch him trying a lob ball over the defender or something like that. He plays very simple passes. But what really impressed me the most was his work rate, his stamina, and his ball winning ability. He he put in a proper engine performance today. He was at the both ends of the pitch, in the opposition half, in his own half, making late runs. A couple of times the Rangers attacker tried to run past him by by taking a heavy touch and trying to run across him, but he kept up well, and both times he did not allow the attacker to outrun him. So he has long legs, he covers the ground really well, and I think he can develop into a really solid player, and he can be an interesting partner for Kobe Menu. We will see. Last but not the least, I know this is the player you have been waiting for most. Leny Yoro, the debutant, the 18-year-old who has made headlines for rejecting Real Madrid in favor of Manchester United. It was a really solid outing for him, a really solid first performance. He was really cool, calm, composed, troubled much by the attackers, but early on when there was a duel between him and the Rangers striker, he outpaced and outmuscled him for the ball, and I think he showed some really promising signs. He played a couple of delightful long balls and a couple of switches also, and he was really pinpoint with them. Uh, I think he also made a deep run when he got the space, so he's obviously really comfortable on the ball, really composed, and I think he would fit in really well with how Ten Hag wants the team to play. So the second half wasn't much of a spectacle since Ten Hag had changed almost all the starting except for Onana. So we didn't really see much. He gave the chances for the youth to show what they were capable of and land a spot on the plane for the US. And I think the one player who stood out was Harry Amas. He was really good, really brilliant. Now in the first half, Murray put in a very solid performance at the left back position, but he was a bit pessimistic. I think he didn't try to pass the ball ahead. He didn't give a progressive pass. He didn't cross the ball. He was really safe with how he played. He didn't carry the ball. Harry Mas did all those things brilliantly. He carried the ball whenever he got the chance. He took the ball in the wide areas, and I think there's a very good play in there, and he can be an important part of the ManUtd squad. ManUtd also put in a really good shift, played a delightful through ball to Joe Hugel, who smashed an absolute rocket, and I was very happy for the young lad. He has not been performing really well in his loan spell, so I think that would really get his confidence, and hopefully we'll see more of scoring from him in the next preseason. Overall, I think it was a good afternoon for Ten Hag. He would be pleased with what he saw from the team in the first half, and I think we will be seeing a more organized team as we move into the later stages of the preseason. Hey guys, this was all from today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment below in the chat box, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. Even if you want me to make more videos like this, if you want me to go for in-depth analysis, be sure to let me know in the comment box. Signing off.